What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Joe's Card Stash, and this week we're going to take a little field trip. We're going to go to Ontario, California and check out the Burbank Card Show and see what kind of, UFC cards are there, card dealers are there, and just kind of give you a vibe of the show. Also going to talk about some hobby news. Immaculate was released. 2023 Prizm was previewed on Cardboard Connection, so we got our first look at that, and it's going to be a great video. So please stick around, and as always, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. If you like UFC cards, you won't regret it. Also, like, comment, give me your thoughts below, ring the notification bell, all that YouTube stuff really helps the channel. Let's go. So last weekend, I drove over to Ontario, California, which is not far from me. It's only about 20 minutes from here. And I wanted to check out the Burbank Card Show, which was one of the biggest card shows in the country. So I was super excited to go there and check out, what kind of UFC cards they had. And I will have to preface this. I had really, really high hopes for this show. Like, I was going to do all kinds of stuff. I was going to make this crazy video where I was going to interview all these people, buy a bunch of cards and talk about my pickups and things like that, but life got in the way. My son, the morning of the day, I only could go to the card show one day. It was a 3-day show, but I could only go on Friday. That was the one day I had available. And Friday morning, my son woke up with a really high fever, very sick, and basically I had to take him out of school. My wife had to work, so I had to take care of him. I had to take him to the doctor. So it killed pretty much my entire day. I was able to get to the show, but I only had 2 hours. I was hoping to spend like 8 hours there. I only had 2 hours. And, like I said, this is one of the biggest shows in the country, so 2 hours is just not enough. So keep that in mind when you're watching this video. I wanted to do a lot more, but I just couldn't because of my situation. But luckily, I was still able to go. And luckily, I had contacted a few, UFC dealers that were going to be there, so I was able to go right over to them and interview them and talk about what it's like to be at a show like this. And I still think it came out pretty cool. There's a lot of things I wanted to do that I couldn't, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys like it. Check it out. Here's the video. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Joe's Card Stash. As you can tell, I'm not in my normal studio location. I'm at the Burbank Card Show in Ontario, California. I live 30 minutes from here. This is one of the biggest card shows in the country. I had to come and check it out, see what kind of UFC cards they got here, like what kind of UFC presence they have here. I know there's a couple people that are just selling UFC cards, so I'm going to try to meet with them, talk to them, get a vibe of the whole place, let you guys check it out. And bear with me, I've never done a vlog kind of scenario like this, so I don't have a cameraman. I'm doing this all myself, so hopefully this goes okay. And let's get in there. Let's check it out. Burbank Card Show. Let's go.
Okay, so I am Brennan Still, known as LilB. I am found on IG, Instagram, and YouTube, the Corner Kid on YouTube, and Corner Kid / LilB on Instagram, and I live in Fort Worth, Texas. I think I started collecting cards in general around like a year and a half ago, but UFC cards was like a year ago, I'd say, around. So my grandpa had lots of old, hundred thousands of cards, and we went over there one Saturday, and we went we were talking to him, and we started looking through the cards, and then we were gonna that Friday. The next Friday we started talking to him, and we said we were gonna come over the next day, and then the next day he passed. So we bought all of his cards and we started looking through them, and then on Facebook we found UFC cards, and at that point I started watching UFC, and I was like, bro, this is sick. And they started doing UFC cards. First we started watching them, and then we started buying them, and then we started opening them, and now we just have a whole collection and stuff. The museum collections are cool. I really like the museum collections, and then this year's Select would be two of my favorites.
My name is Louis, MMA Cardboard on Instagram, and MMA Cardboard on eBay. I live in LA. I've been collecting UFC cards since 2009, the very beginning of when Topps came out. So just one day I got lucky, went on eBay, saw Topps cards for sale, and I started buying. Selling at card shows, I don't have too much experience. I've been more of a buyer until this year. So yeah, I've been buying, and now it's time to unload some stuff. I get a lot of people that are surprised that there's UFC cards, how many UFC cards there are. So yeah, it's been a positive experience. I see the UFC card marking exploding, in my opinion. I might be a little biased because I have so much in the game, but every year the prices are climbing, and every year more and more people are collecting. So I think it's still the ground floor, and it's only going to be better from here on out. One of my favorite cards would probably be this Anderson Silva. That's the 1/1 Anderson Silva from round 1. So that's his victorious debut, 1/1.
That's insane.
And then next to it, I have a Conor McGregor. So that's a Conor McGregor 1/1 autograph. So that would be his second autograph. His first autograph came out of Bloodlines, and that's the second one out of Knockout. No problem, Stache.
Nate Banditelli, Los Angeles, California, UFC Prizm Junkie on Instagram and whatnot. Since fall of 2021, just after Prizm and Select 21 came out. I've been selling at shows for about 6 months, and this is my first multi-day show. So I'll do like single day shows at high schools and Embassy Suites in Los Angeles and Orange County. I would much rather do a show than sell anything online, because you get to meet the people, you form relationships, friendships, and then you also get to tell who's cool. And I've got a reliable crew of guys who come to see me at shows, and we talk about UFC stuff. And I started setting up UFC stuff because that's all I collect, and when I come to shows, there's nobody else who does it. So you might see a Conor or a Habib or a Patty or something like that, at random, but try to have everything here for people who are into it. This might not be the popular answer, but I see it stagnating, because I think okay, I'll say this. I think as we move forward, Topps is going to gain more appreciation for the fighters that are still relevant, because the print runs were lower, the quality is better. Museum collection is like the better version of Immaculate. And Panini's quality control is bad, and the sets are bloated, and prices are fair now. But I think Topps, people are going to appreciate Topps, and you know, I just think it's going to be hit and miss with different Panini sets. Okay, so these two are the big ones, right? This is the Habib 101 Chronicles NT. I just got it back from Beckett. I hit that in the first week of Chronicles 22. And this is the Mir Abdarashvili 101 National Pride Auto, just back from Beckett. I bought this off of eBay. But the favorite card in the case that I'm probably not selling, that no one's even asking about, I have a PC of Panini, what I call Panini's quality control gallery. This looks like a normal Ian Gary card, right? Until you flip it over.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
This is the lowest graded card in the SGC Select 22 set. Yeah.
Just authentic.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Upside down, miscut, wrong fighter. And I've got like a half dozen cards that are similar to that.
So that was my video from the Burbank Card Show. I hope you guys liked it. Again, you know, I was really hoping to get more, but what can you do? I will tell you that when you get to a show, you know, this size, like a really big card show like this, you realize almost immediately, like as a UFC card collector, how small we are in the sports card hobby. I mean, you know, you're looking at a sea of people, a football field of hundreds and hundreds of tables. And as you walk around, every, you know, third or fourth table, you'll see one or two UFC cards. You know, you'll see hundreds and hundreds of basketball, football, baseball, but one or two UFC cards. Almost always Conor McGregor or Paddy Pimblett or Sean O'Malley, whoever, you know, the really casual people know about. And that's just the way it is. It, you know, it can be a little like, you're like, man, that sucks. But for me, it's just a reminder of how much we can grow. You know, if we can get as big as all these other sports, you know, we're on the bottom floor. We're just going to keep going up. And I'm very optimistic. I think we will, you know, just because of how popular the UFC is and the fact that most of these people just don't know that these cards exist. So I really think that, you know, we're in a good place. We just got to keep working hard to get the word out there. You know, the guys that I interviewed in this video, they're the ones out there at these shows, like spreading the word. So please support, you know, MMA Cardboard, UFC Prizm Junkie, the Corner Kid, all those guys. There's other people that I didn't get to interview that were there. There's a guy, Chris. Sorry, Chris, if you watch this, I couldn't get back to your table, but I want to interview you as well. He had a great table. I don't know what his Instagram name or is anything like that. I just know that he had like some really cool cards and I wasn't able to get back there. You know, I'm sure there was others that I didn't get to too. So these are the people that are, you know, at these shows spreading the word. You know, if you have a chance to go to a show and, you know, set up at a table, I don't think they're very expensive. And if you have stuff to sell, I think it's a great way to meet people, talk cards, you know, get the word out there about UFC cards. It's really good for us. So, you know, if you can do it, please do it. And if you don't want to sell at, just go to a show and just, you know, it's really fun. Like, I had a great time. You know, I don't get to talk to people that like UFC cards in person very often. All my interactions are through Instagram or YouTube. So to kind of just sit there with these guys and talk about, you know, bloodlines or talk about, you know, Chronicles, why, you know, Panini's having this issue with, you know, just all the things that we always talk about, but to talk to someone in person that really likes this stuff like you do, it feels great. So highly recommend it. Recommend going to card shows, you know, keep spreading the word. I think if, you know, we had, you know, 5 or 6 tables at this show this year, maybe next year we have 10 tables, 12 tables, you know, we just keep doubling up. We're going to be in great shape. And I'm excited for the future. And, you know, like I said, I wish I could have done more at this show. And also, please let me know what you think about the video I did. I want to do more of this type of stuff, but what did you guys like? What did you didn't like? What didn't you like? I really, I'm good with critiques. Tell me, less interviews, more cards, film the cards better. That was one thing. I had a really hard time filming cards. I need to get steadier with it, but I'm going to work on it. I'm going to get better at it, and I'm going to go to more shows and try to do more stuff like this. So I hope you like it, and it was fun. So that's it. Let's get into the next part. As you guys might have noticed, I've had to change shirts in between takes of filming this video. I spilt a drink all over my shirt, so now I'm in the shirt. Let's talk some hobby news. Recently, Immaculate came out, Hobby came out. I think it was a couple days ago. It seems to be doing very, very well. I think the price point this year is just way more appropriate for the product. So, instead of being $1,800, it's, $400 a box or $350 a box. And people are really excited to buy those boxes now. The cards are incredible. I think Panini nailed it. I think it's going to do great. The boxes may go down a little bit. The card prices may go down a little bit, but I think, it's a very quality product and it's going to do very well. As an update on my first off the line box, just in case you guys are interested, I don't think it was the greatest box. It was, a medium to low box as far as the cards I got. So it was nothing in there that I was really interested in keeping. So I sold everything that I got. I think I made back $400. It was a $500 box. So I made back 80, 85, 90% of what I paid, which, for people who don't know, if you buy wax and rip it, if you get half of your money back, you're in great shape. So to get that much back was awesome. So I'm very happy with it. I don't know that I'm going to be able to buy any more just because I'm saving up for Prizm. So, we'll see. I might buy some singles, but I was happy with how that went. And, on to the next one. I'm excited for Prizm, which is what we're going to talk about next. A couple days ago, Panini released the details of 2023 Prizm UFC, which is crazy because Immaculate just came out. So that means this is maybe coming out in, I'd say, the end of March, maybe early April. Seems like pretty soon, which is dope. I'm so excited. Every time Prizm comes out, I love Prizm, and I'm not the biggest Prizm guy as far as the design, but I do love it because it's always the first product to come out. It's always a time to chase new rookies, and that's the best part. Seeing what the checklist is, seeing what rookies they included, and just being able to chase those guys after, a year of chasing all these other guys, I just love it. So I'm very excited. I'm going to go over the details that they've released so far, and I'll show some photos up here so you guys can see what it looks like, and just talk about my thoughts on the design and stuff like that. So it says, back for year 3, 2023, Panini Prizm UFC provides more chromium addition to the stars of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Hobby boxes average 2 MMA autographs along with 22 parallels and 12 inserts. That's all, the way Prizm has been so far. Let's see. Just like last year, the base set of 2023 Prizm has vertical and horizontal versions, which I've always liked. I like both of those. The first photo they showed was Valentina and Mojo. Love Mojos. I actually don't have any Mojos in my PC, and I really, that's a Prizm card I love. The Mojo pattern is dope, and it's out of 25, and I love Valentina, so I'm stoked on it. As far as the design goes, I think this is a nice design. I would say I rank it I don't like it as much as 2021 Prizm. Debut Prizm is still my favorite. I really didn't like 2022 Prizm. I think the borders were too big. This is better. I like this right in the middle. Kind of reminds me of, like I've said before, I collected basketball and other sports before this. Basketball Prizm goes all the way back to 2012, and there's a whole bunch of really cool designs. I love early Prizm designs from basketball. And this reminds me of 2017, which is like Jason Tatum's year. And I like that design a lot. So I think this design is going to be cool. Again, you got to hope that the quality control is there and they're not all off center and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be really nice. They mention Mojo Prizms, Gold Prizms, Black Prizms. Those are all the standards. They don't mention whatever other Prizms they're going to add. Last year they had Ruby Wave and they had Cracked Ice. They added a few things. What scares me, honestly, is if they're going to add more and more Prizms, because I think they're just diluting the product a bit if they keep adding more and more different colors and parallels and stuff. And what really scares me is they've released the details of football, 2022 football, which is very much like this. It's kind of the same design and stuff. And they have 14 parallels. They have snakeskin, purple ice, blue wave, red wave, green scope, orange wave, purple power, navy camo, black finite. I get it. Football is going to have more than this because UFC just in general just has way less because it's not as popular. They don't make as many parallels, but my God, I hope they don't do that because that's just ridiculous. Like, it's already confusing enough for people coming into this hobby to like figure out what's what. And if they start making that many parallels, please, Panini, please don't make that many. You know, I'm fine maybe adding 1 or 2, but don't add 5 or 6 and just make it crazy. But so far, all they've mentioned is Mojo, Gold, and Blacks, which are, you know, they've been in everything. So we'll see. There's going to be more details about this as it comes. Now they get into the inserts. The first insert they show is a new one called All Out. I'm not a fan. It looks just like Dominators. It's boring. I don't get it. It highlights the top fighters. I don't understand what that does. Another one is Dominance. Again, Dominance reminds me of Dominators in Optic. Wasn't a big fan of that one. Not a big fan of this. Sure. Color Blast, love Color Blast. And it seems like they're making them more and more rare, and they're harder to get and more expensive. So I love Color Blast. Keep that up. Panini doing great with those. Other thing they show is the new Fearless. The new Fearless looks great. It's this cool, like, you know, rainbow zooming in, you know, kind of design. This Whaley photo looks incredible. All about Fearless. Love that. And that's all they show as far as inserts. Hopefully there'll be some more. I've always loved the, not the Fearless, what's the other one? Fireworks. I always like Fireworks, so maybe they'll bring that back, but we'll see. And after that, it's autographs. So they give you 2 examples for autographs. They give you the new Champion Signatures, which, oh my God, this looks terrible. Who designed this? There's a picture of Holly Holm. The autograph is gigantic, and she's like this big, and I just don't like it. In 2021 debut Prizm, it's some of my favorite cards. They're beautiful. I don't think this looks good at all. So I'm sorry, Panini, but I'm not a fan of this new Champion Signatures. I probably won't be collecting any of these. If I get any, I'll probably sell them. Don't like them very much. But after that, they show a very new card that I'm super excited about. It's the 2012 Throwback Series, which they did in the last Prizm, which goes back to the 2012 debut Prizm set, which is one of my favorite sets. It was a basketball set, but it's beautiful. And now they're adding the same set, but with autographs. So there's a picture of Habib with that set, and I'm going to be chasing the shit out of those, especially the parallels. You know, the golds, the blacks, the mojos. Those are going to be incredible. So happily, they've at least given us that as far as auto goes, because you do get 2 autos in these Prizm boxes, and the autos are pretty important. So all about the Throwback Series autographs. And again, you know, this seems pretty limited. There might be more stuff in this as more information comes out. And that's it. We don't have a checklist yet. One thing we do know, you know, you always want to know what rookies are going to be in there. Because of the box, the cover, and one of these photos that they show, we know Alex Pereira is going to be in there. He's one of the rookies. Obviously, I mean, he's a champ. He's got to be in there. But he's one of the big chases, so it's nice to know he's in there. Hopefully we get the other big ones, you know, Bo Nickel, Raul Rosas, Magdalena, Jack, I always forget, Jack Magdalena, whatever, you know, the guy that fought in Australia. That's amazing. There's a million more I'm not thinking of. Aaron Blanchfield. You know, hopefully we get all those people. We'll find out when the checklist comes out. But again, I'm super excited. I can't wait for Prizm. Hopefully it comes out soon. Hopefully they do first off the line again. I think that would be great to grab. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you think of these cards. Tell me your thoughts. Are you excited for Prizm? You know, I know we just got Immaculate, but you got to start looking forward. I'm really excited for the new rookie class. That's it. As always, thank you guys for watching my videos. Thanks for all the, you know, support. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, which is going to be amazing. I'm pushing towards it. You know, I got a lot of other things coming up that I'm going to try to do. Please, you know, stay tuned. Keep, you know, ring the notification bell. Keep talking to me. Keep commenting. Hit me up on Instagram. Joe's _card_stash, and I'll see you next time.